think one of the most constructive influences on China's calculus relative to Taiwan over the past couple of years has been the degree to which Russia has struggled in Ukraine and the degree to which a coalition of countries, mainly advanced democracies, has rallied to help support Ukraine in its fight for survival. I think it would be extremely damaging if the United States were essentially to throw in the towel in Ukraine and to allow Ukraine to be defeated, because the message that would send to Xi Jinping and other people who are observing U.S. behavior very closely is that the West may talk tough, but ultimately you can outlast the United States and get your way in the end. The Middle East has erupted once again. This was not a calculation that was foremost in the crafting of the national defense strategy, and so we're seeing an increased, persistent demands on U.S. military power in the Red Sea, in the Gulf of Aden, in Iraq and Syria, and in a variety of other places where the U.S. is trying to push back against Iran and its proxies. If you just think about defense spending as a percentage of GDP, during the Cold War, the United States spent on average about 7.5% of GDP on defense. During the 1980s, during the period of the Reagan buildup, it was about 6%, 6.5% on average. We're at about half of that today, just north of 3%. And so when you compare that and the threat landscape that the United States faces to the historical trends of defense spending, I think it indicates that the gap between resources and commitments is getting larger. The geography of AUKUS is very important because it's proof of concept of how the United States can leverage individual alliances in order to bring countries together into a larger network of actors that are committed to pushing back against Chinese power, even when those countries span regional boundaries. Ideologically, these are two countries. They're both autocratic powers trying to make it in a world dominated by a democratic superpower. They both view the United States and its allies as their primary enemies. And by all indications, Xi and Putin seem to have similar worldviews and get along fairly well. Procurement spending at this point provides a double benefit because the only way you can really strengthen the defense industrial base is by providing guarantees that money to buy things will actually be there.